Salute, salute, salute. Welcome to BANGnACES live and direct sport commentary live with your host, Bangusasports. Recap of game 2, Celtics versus the Warriors. I had to get on. I had to get on today and give y'all this recap. It's just gonna be an audio recap. So you guys can throw me on and go and listen to the podcast. I'm actually multitasking today, but I wanted to get on and come see my people. I wanted to salute everybody who's been showing love to the channel. Bangusasports, BANGnACES, Bang Time USA Media. Salute to Shades Gaming and Shades. That's your boy Shades. Been giving us hockey analysts for the Rangers Lightning matchup. Rangers fan, lifelong Rangers fan, and they've been having a good time. But today is basketball. This is NBA, and I do these recaps after the games. Sometimes immediately after, sometimes the next day, depending on where I'm at and where I'm doing. But I try to get these recaps in before the next game, right? So I've been seeing a lot, watched a lot in the time. See a lot of mainstream media. I've seen a lot of Q&A. I see a lot of assessments, and I've seen some tantrums. This is not, the finals is the finals. You know what I mean? If you made it to the finals, you've done your part on both sides of the conferences to get to this point. You in your matchups, you outplayed everybody. This is how you hit. But I gotta say that what I said. I am so unbalanced with these finals today. And I guess that's the result of a good matchup. Now, everybody told me that the Celtics would be a better matchup than the Heat. And I argued about it because I thought the Heat had a deeper team. Come to find out that he hit their ceiling and couldn't get over the hump, or they came a 3-point shot away from getting over the hump to go to this round, and the Celtics won. Then they come in game 1, and they grind that first half out. That third quarter, they grind out, and in the fourth quarter, they hit their stride, and they could not miss. They heated up, and they went bananas, and the Warriors went to sleep. When the Warriors went to sleep, I gotta say, I was the first one to admit that, Pop Duke, shout out to Pop Duke, he's been helping me with assessments too. Pop Duke came on, and he said he was going for the Celtics from the beginning of the series. He actually been going for the Celtics all playoffs, but he said he was going for the Celtics. He said they were the most ready team. You didn't do it here yet? You didn't do it here? Okay. So Pop said that they were the most ready team. In that, I argued it down. I argued that they shouldn't be the favorites. As you know, if you didn't see the video, my post-game video for game 1, I argued that they should not be the favorites, that the champions should be the favorites, the ex-champions should be the favorites. But after watching game 1, I still felt like the Warriors should be the favorite. They go to sleep. That is not the fault of Boston. But they can score. They can knock down 25-point leads in 2 minutes. They could take 30-point leads in 2.5 minutes. They can score at will. And when they're on fire, they're a hard team to get out the zone. Now, with that said, Boston's probably had the better defense out of everybody. What do you need? You need it?
Oh, my bowl.
Oh, your bowl. Oh, this over here? Okay. No problem. Yeah, so back to the Celtics, they've been the better of the two teams, as far as the most complete of the two teams. They have every position stocked. They have a bench of shooters and big men, Dice, all these guys, right? But their main guys, it's going to be the silent assassin, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. Now, I will reiterate, in game one, Tatum played horribly. 12 total points, 13 assists. So someone say, oh, 12 points, 13 assists, that's a double-double. But we're talking about Tatum here, who's playing 43 to 44 minutes a game. Okay? I do not have his plus minus, but it wasn't a good plus minus for the game. And still, you turn on the TV, they did win the game. But you turn on the TV, and you would have thought that Jason Tatum had an MVP game. The way everybody was bragging and emphasizing on his 13 assists. Like he didn't struggle in this game. And he struggled severely. And he leads the leagues for the playoffs in turnovers with 80 plus turnovers. For the playoffs, for the whole playoffs, he leads the league. Jaylen Brown ain't that much better. He has 60, 63, or 64 turnovers. Jaylen Brown with 82 or 81 turnovers. You know what I mean? That's horrid. It's horrid. Now, these are people that they say is going to be on the same plane as Durant, LeBron, Giannis. You know what I mean? These are those people. People talking about being on the same page as those people. And I just don't feel that way. Like, they're not on the same page by far. You know, he's working his way up. He's trying to earn it. He hasn't won anything yet. He is in the finals right now. He's had a good playoff. He was the Eastern Conference MVP. But if you look at total numbers in that series, it's not even close. He's the man. But then you got Al Horford playing big in that game, in a couple of games in that series. You got Marcus Smart playing a couple of big games in that series, but in that last game, it was Tatum, and he deserved it. But right now, when you talk about the whole playoffs, it's a toss up between him and Jaylen Brown. Let's get to game two. After Jaylen Brown's game one, good game one, the silent assassin returned, played the first half. Jaylen Brown struggled, yet was productive on the free throw line. 14 points, first half points. And then Jason Tatum, he came out in redemption mode. Wiped off his rust and turned on his Kobe-esque fadeaway. Spin 3 times and shoot. 21 first half points. And super threat player on the night is none other than, I would say White. He had 8 first half points in the flow of the game, helping the duo keep things in line. He did that in game 1 too, when there was a third quarter. When there was a third quarter rain fest and they were down 15, he helped it not balloon to over 20 points and hit some crucial 3-pointers and kept them in the game. Now I gotta say this. First half of game 2, where was Al Horford? Where's Al Horford, y'all? No shots for the whole first half. So after game 1, he has that marvelous game 1. You don't come out and want to get him started right away. He made Udoka, man. You're a great coach. Been a great coach. Second half of the season. Built a nice little squad over there. Played defensive first. But how don't you come out and get Al Horford started early? First 3 possessions. Go through his hands. Now, y'all would say, no, get Tatum, get Jaylen Brown started. No, those guys should be able to start at whatever time in that first quarter. You know what I mean? They should be coming out, taking a 3-pointer on the first 2 possessions. You know what I mean? Throw Al Horford in the box, run some plays, attack, and let Al Horford score. Get him in flow early. Where is Marcus Smart? Game 2, he hit some shots at the end of game 1, but he was absent for most of that game. And then he comes out and hits some shots in the fourth quarter that takes his score. I think he had 2 or 3 major threes. That's 9 points. So he had 18 points at the end of the game. So he got 9 of those or 8 of those points in the fourth quarter while they was in the flow of their run. Prior to that, he had been a non-factor. A lot of fouls. Last night, on 2 nights ago, when in the middle of the game, when I looked at the end of the half, he only had 2 points. He didn't do anything in the first half, and it looked abysmal. They need a point guard. Tatum is not a leader. Like, he's trying to lead, but he's not a natural leader. Like, he's not a natural setup guy. Neither is Jaylen Brown. These guys like to play off the ball. And Tatum, he got his Kobe-esque on, but he's not Kobe. So he still got a lot to learn. He's still learning right now. And so I think I need to let him do that. Can't crown him before he gets and earns it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so Boston Celtics 50 first half points. Warriors 52 first half points. Steph Curry put the team on his back again. This time pacing himself a little better, letting the game come to him. Despite his shooting mediocrity during the first half. Despite his mediocrity during the first half. You know what I mean? He still had 15 points. Killing them at the free throw line. He was only 4 of 11 from shooting. So 8 points from shooting. Got a couple of threes. Probably had and got some free throws and got him 15 points. You know what I mean? Guys, give me a second. Anyway, like I was saying, Chad, salute to everybody. Don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe. Come on in here. This is gonna be an audio stream today. But we're talking about the Celtics Warriors game 2, and we were in the Warriors segment, talking about Curry in his first half points, 15 first half points. Now I gotta say this, Klay Thompson, where are you? Matter of fact, where are the Splash Brothers? They've been missing for the last 3 years. Thank you.
St. Anthony's yesterday in Brooksville, all the air ducts and everything.
Oh wow.
So father probably never has had no air ducts up here. But I would have mentioned it to him.
Oh, excuse me, guys. Like I said, I was multitasking today. I'm live and direct from my other employment, but I figured I had a minute, so I would jump on and do this recap, right? So I'm back. So we was talking about Klay Thompson and where are you, Splash Brothers? They've been gone. Klay Thompson 1 of 8 from shooting in the first half. Really been neutralized in the first 2 games of this series. Neutralized. +1 by the end of the game. Horrible. Playing 37, 38 minutes. Okay. I really think that the Warriors need to really think about bringing Clay off the bench because, I hear people argue about his ACL and Achilles injuries, but he took the proper time to heal. He got the proper work done. He didn't rush back. He's healthy. He's strong. And quite frankly, he's getting the step on the players. He's getting the rise on the players. I don't think he's playing efficiently at all. I got it. I'll get it. Okay. No problem. Um, yeah, he's one. Yeah. He's been neutralized these first 2 games of this series, and for the rest of the playoffs, Clay hasn't been playing well. Yeah, we had game 6, Clay 30 points. He scored 20 something points, but he hasn't been playing well. I don't know if he just off in the system, but he's getting his shots and he's just missing wide open shots. Shots in the lane. You put some defense on him, he gets a little shaky. Turnovers, missing some big shots. Um, he got going in game 2 eventually, uh, but not to the point where he was a threat. Was never a threat in this game, and this game was never in threat for them to panic. You know what I mean? Uh, the most consistent the most consistent player for them, the Warriors, this is outside of Steph Curry, has been Andrew Wiggins. He's actually playing with a lot of heart. He's playing with the heart of a champion. That must be from playing with some champion-minded individuals such as Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and just having a championship coach who brings out your best qualities and talent. Wiggins has been remarkable both ways on the court, playing two ways. Wiggins, he was only 4 of 11, 10 points in the first half, has been a gem both ways on the court. For the playoffs, but the last two series, switch defender of Smart, Tatum, Brown, he's definitely made a difference. He looks to be playing for something. He's playing with found toughness and passion. The recipe, heart, the recipe and heart of a champion. See it through. Where's everyone else? See it through, Wiggins. Where's everyone else? Oh, now we can get into my guy over here. My guy, Draymond Green, 7 points in the first half. He plays on the edge. Seven points in the first half yesterday, in game two, which was already up an improvement from game one where he only scored 4 points. Okay. Sometimes Draymond get too lost in the antics of the game. Like he psychs himself out. You know what I mean? And it can get annoying as a Warrior fan. It can get annoying. Or it can be entertaining. If you are into the entertainment of the game, then you gotta love Draymond for what he does. He brings that energy. He brings that demon time to the team. And Curry, though a demon himself with his shooting. Though a demon himself with the shooting. Curry can be a nice guy. You know what I mean? He could be a nice guy. So, you know what happens to nice guys, right? They get taken advantage of. And they get overlooked. And that's what's happened to Curry, especially 2016 finals, losing the MVP because he didn't show up in that last game. You know what I mean? And Iguodala stealing it from him. But, and Iggs played good that year, but I don't think that he deserved the MVP that year. If you wanted to give it to somebody, you should have gave it to Draymond Green, who had a marvelous game, 32 points, 15 rebounds, or 15 assists or something like that. Yeah, he was really good in that game. But they gave it to Iggs, who played good and defended LeBron. He was defending, getting blocks. He was defending, doing things. You know what I mean? So Draymond played on edge all game. It's my opinion that he could be playing better offensively every game. But Draymond knows how to be Draymond, and he knows his role. So I can't really tell him how to play, but I would challenge him to get back to the old Draymond scoring. Where you don't have to score 30 a game or even 25, but your goal should be 20, and you should be ending out around 15. Still grabbing your 10 to 11 boards. And this is how I look at it. You grab some of them boards, it's automatic putbacks. Unless they're offensive, defensive rebound, a lot of them was offensive rebounds, and he kicks out for the 3-pointer, and that is the sacrifice he makes, and that's why I like Draymond, because he'll sacrifice his scoring if his guy's going to get that extra point, and that makes sense. But that you can't let that be the identity. You can't let that be the identity. You got to learn how to bite these teams when they not playing in front of you. Make them respect you. Draymond be on his bully. You know what I mean? I would say take 5 shots in the second half of every game. Complete those 5 shots, you got over 10 points. You got over closer to 15 after that first half, scoring a couple of points in the first half. 6 to 7 points in the first half. And I challenge you to take that challenge, Draymond. I know you're going to play how Draymond plays. You know, that according to you. Yes, I watched the show. Shout out to the show, Draymond Green's show. But shout out to Draymond, you know what I mean? I'm sure he's a great guy. But as a fan and as an analyst, I just see him not playing up to his potential. Not playing up to his potential. Now, with that said, in this game, game 2, Draymond was an animal. He set the tone from the beginning. He was on demon time. He caught a tech early, and he was bothering, pulling shorts down, doing all kind of nonsense. But sometimes that nonsense worked. Warriors, third quarter comes in. They activate Klay Thompson for a brief time. Um, he stopped shooting on the 3-point line. He put the ball on the deck and started driving to the hole to work his rhythm into play. And it worked. It worked. He got a couple of easy layups. He started hitting shots, and then he hit a 3-pointer. And then, and this is the third quarter where he's hitting his shots. Now here come Poole. You know what I mean? They start to balloon a lead, 13-point lead. Boston goes through a shooting struggle in the third quarter, which they know they can't do that, but it's gonna come at some point. So I'd rather it come in the third than in the fourth. They go through their shooting struggle, and here comes this lead, balloons to 13 in less than 2 minutes. Then halfway through the third quarter, the 2:50 mark in the third, Stephen he comes back and starts drilling again. Hits 2 big 3-pointers. Um, at 2:04 on the clock, he hits another 3-pointer, moving off those screens, and he's cooking. He starts cooking. Right before the end of, okay, so it was before the end of the third quarter. Um, Jordan Poole hits a 3-pointer. Then they go down, they miss a shot, and Poole gets it back and runs down. And then the last tick, he steps across the mid-court line and puts one up and smack, and it just goes right in, swishes it. You know what I mean? And at the end of the third quarter, Warriors they scored 35 points in the quarter. Boston only scores 14. Right there, you already knew that you was gonna have to climb this big hill going into the fourth quarter, and that's not a good place to be. The score was 87-64 at the end of the third quarter. Playing better defense. Warriors playing better defense. scored 35 points, and they hold Boston to 14 points in the quarter. So basically, that was a third quarter beatdown. The Splash Brothers did a little flash appearance. Poole, Clay, and Steph, but they could never get into the flow of each other, and it doesn't go down. It doesn't go down. So now we at the end of the third quarter. It's a big lead already, and I'm thinking that they're gonna wrap this up. They're gonna wrap this up. Now, let me get on camera for this part. Let me get on camera for this part. Salute, salute. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe. This is BANGnACES live and direct sport commentary. I'm your host, Bang. Bangusasports presents Bangusasports moments and recap. Let's get back on Draymond. Draymond, you the man of the hour, man. You the man of the hour. We got to talk about you because everybody was talking about you. You know what I mean? Great game, man. Let's just say that. Great energy game. But you be on some. You be having them special antics, man. Them special antics. Be emotionally spent in the game, and you can't teach this. You can't teach this. Draymond, believe he was coached by Coach Izzo and Michigan State, and great coach. And Draymond's a passionate player, but he is a goon, a straight goon. Draymond Green came out as a psychological demon, actually getting his in smart head early, bumping Tatum around with hard fouls, and Jaylen Brown contests his shot, followed through, sits on JB. First of all, he sits on JB, didn't have to do that, but and so that was technically a little grimy and dirty play, like, what I mean, you fell on him and you could have hurt him, and that's probably, I know it's part of the game, right? And people get hurt, no big deal. But I remember 2 series ago when the people say, "Oh, you shouldn't be trying to purposely hurt people." No, he should be suspended. Oh, they guard me different. They judge me differently. The referees judge me differently. Man, he contested the shot, followed through, turns around, falls back, sits on JB, slides across him with his legs from his stomach, chest, and then puts it on his face, ends up in back of him, and still pushes JB from the back, and still gets up talking trash and pulls on his shorts. Now, I know this is all psychological, but tell me how you don't get a technical for that. And now everybody saying, "Oh, we want the best product on the floor," and da-da-da-da. And then he's daring the refs to do it. He's daring the refs to kick him out the game because it's the finals, and then then they're gonna cry. Then they're gonna cry. All right. He put his legs and feet across his stomach, chest, face, and he sets Jaylen Brown off on a tirade. Jaylen Brown, he gets in his head. He's nothing after that. So it was definitely effective. It was definitely intelligent. I believe it's something he learned from the 2016 final with the little dust up he got into with LeBron. Luckily, Jaylen Brown isn't LeBron, because had it been LeBron, goodbye, Draymond. Okay? JB needs to earn some respect from these refs, and that's what it's all about. He needs to just not allow that to get in your head, and you need to damage him after that. You need to just go hard. You need to show him that that's not going to work. He can't guard everybody, and he was damn sure trying to guard everybody, get in everybody's head. He sets JB off on a tirade, but ultimately offsets his shooting and efficiency. JB went down. He started missing. I think he was 1 for something after that. He hit one shot. Draymond was testing the mental fortitude of the team, of the Boston Celtics, and he was successful. However, Jaylen Brown incident definitely warranted a technical foul. It was not incidental contact. That was not incidental contact. That was sit on a person. Could have hurt his leg, his hip, stomach, put his leg and kicked him in his face. Imagine that would have happened to you, Draymond. What you would have did? You would go out and fight mode? Like, come on, bro. I know me. That happens to me. I get up, I push off on them, I say what I say, and I'm going to toast you. High elbows, bust nose, all of that. Like, if you want to start dirty play, and this is what I said about the Memphis matchup. Once you started the dirty play, you can't tell them how to respond to a dirty play. I don't care if it's the next game, the last game, you can't tell them how to respond. And look what happened in that series. That guy gets suspended for basically 2 games because he gets suspended for the whole game early in the game, and then he gets suspended for the next game. So he don't play for like 4 or 5 days. You know what I mean? And, these guys sat back and laughed at that because it was a weak mental moment. I think that definitely warranted a technical foul. Should have been his second technical foul. And goodbye, Draymond. Goodbye, Draymond. Yeah, you want to be out there, then act right. Play the game right. Don't play dirty. He plays on the edge, and sometimes he overgoes the edge, and he needs to be held accountable to going over the edge. I don't care who you are. It was not incidental contact. It was dangerously cheap and dirty. Along with a yapping and pushing in the back after, definitely was a technical borderline flagrant foul. Draymond should have been kicked out the game then. But like Draymond knew, that the league will hesitate in the finals to kick you out. They let you get away with a little bit more, as everybody is alluded to. So everybody knows it. So it's up for Boston to know it. They're supposed to know, like Jaylen Brown said in the post conference, supposed to know what this player is gonna bring. You need to be able to get over it. You need to find that player that's feeling his magic and help him shine. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Y'all have to help that third player shine. If that's white, then let it be white. You need your big men to lean on Draymond. The Williams guys, Al Horford, they need to attack Draymond early. Draymond is a reacher. He goes for the ball all the time. He tries to pop it out. You can get him with the foul. You have to be composed and attack. You get him in foul trouble, anything can happen. Having been here on multiple occasions, no more effective than in 2016 finals when LeBron stepped over him and he took a cheap shot against King James. Referees responded instantly. What happened last night? I don't know. Boston folded to all the petty antics, and Draymond Green would have you believe that he's refereed differently. That looked like you got favored. You get favored. As a champion now, you get favored. So stop the narrative that they unfair to you. I hate that narrative. People get what they deserve. You foul hard, you foul wrong, you pull people down out of the air and possibly get them hurt. You fall onto people. Those are all fouls. Call it what you want, say what you want. All these media guys also, oh no, you don't take them out. No, so you let them get away with possibly hurting a superstar player. because you want the best product on the floor. But if he hurts the superstar player, is the best product on the floor. When that Memphis Brooks went out and got suspended for that game, was the best product on the floor for Memphis? Because he was sorely missed. He was sorely missed. His rebounds, his physicality. Draymond was doing whatever he wanted from that point on. You know what I mean? So it shouldn't just be, oh, if he's a superstar, don't throw him out. If they make a mistake, hold him accountable so that he never make that mistake again. If everybody's pissed off about it the next day, then everybody's pissed off about it. He has to claim that he's picked them. I didn't see that at all this playoffs. Every tech he has received was deserving. Every tech or flagrant foul has been deserving. Every ejection that's happened in the playoff this year has been well deserved. I understand Draymond Green's game. It's a very Rodman-esque type game, except his team needs his offense more than his out of control physical psychology. Draymond is a leader. I personally don't think Draymond is a tough guy. I don't understand why anyone would allow his soft offensive game to get under their skin. It's all based on the bully. How to foul, how to grab on you, how to tug on you, get you frustrated. Guess what? Where I'm from, when you get frustrated, don't get mad, get even. You know, be savvy. You know, do your little swipe throughs, do your lean backs, your elbows, just to fill people out. Spin off of people with the elbows and all of that. You know what I mean? You gotta do all of that. I don't know. I just seen him be a very mediocre player at times against great teams. He's been mediocre. He puts up 30. I think he plays 37 to 38 minutes a game, between 35 to 38 minutes, and to only score 4 to 7 points, grab 11 boards is very underachieving to me. That's very underachieving. They do win right now. They are winning. When that's but when Looney is only getting 14 minutes and he's grabbing 14 to 18 minutes and he's grabbing 13 to 14 boards, scoring 10 to 11 points, you know what I mean? That's production. That's production. Boston, y'all gotta cook him. You gotta cook him. Take him to the rack every time. Stop being scared of him. He's actually too small and out of position. You gotta let his aggressive bully get him in trouble. Attack the foul line. Get him gone early. Boston allows Draymond to run ultimate distraction as Curry paces himself and splash, splash, splash to an easy slaughter. Third quarter to an easy slaughter, third quarter lead. Wiggins being the only offensive threat other than Steph. Quite honestly, looking at Draymond's numbers and time, he's on the court 35 plus minutes, only have 4 and 7 points, 8 to 10 rebounds, and 6 to 8 assists. It's good. It's good. It's good. But it could be way better, and it should be way better. We wouldn't allow, let's pick a player. I'm a Knicks fan. We wouldn't allow Robinson. We wouldn't allow Robinson to play 37 minutes and only get us 8 points. And let me tell you, there's been some games this year where he did that. But he is not the 3-time champion. The expectation is not high like that for him, and I still want him to produce more at that center position. Got okay numbers. but it's replaceable, quite honestly. And when we come to a season when they're in the depending on if they win a championship or not, they're in the championship game. They should win based off their experience, but they're not guaranteed that win. So this is not enough. It can be better. Help for his superstardom, and he is a superstar. Don't make no mistake about it. This is why I get aggravated with him. He's a superstar that's really underproducing. His mental toughness is why the Warriors are here. However, he's definitely a replaceable piece, in my opinion, come end of the year and they don't win this championship. Remember, the cap is stupid high right now. The cap is stupid high. They have to get under the cap with Jordan Poole needing a contract, Kuminga, Wiggins, all these guys needing contracts. So a lot of these players won't be there next year. I'm curious to see who will be leaving, even though I don't think Draymond's going to leave after 10 years. But I could be wrong. Because like I said, his reduction can be found somewhere else. Now, I don't know if his leadership can be. He's too expensive for that lack of production. He sets plays up like he's a point guard. However, he's a power forward, lacks size, has great hustle bustle, but not enough bang for the bucks. Curious to see how the Warriors keep or release in this upcoming offseason. Keep in mind, Looney and Wiseman are suitable, cheaper, efficient players. Looney had a double-double in 18 minutes. However, neither of these players are the suitable leaders that Draymond is. This is very important to state. So it's not a game. I'm not. It's not a game. It's not a game. You know, I take this very serious as a fan, as an ex-youth coach, and player and athlete. You know what I mean? Not a game. So the Warriors ended up winning that game in a blowout win, playing way better defense, but a lot of missed shots for Boston. A lot of missed shots for Boston. Let's see. The final score being 107-88. Games tonight. Game 4 is tonight in Boston. And I'm curious to see how they respond in Boston. After all that said, the Celtics did what they were supposed to do. They only had to try to get one on the Warriors floor, and they got the first one. So to me, they're still in the driver's seat of this series going into Boston, and all they have to do is win on their floor twice, and the series will be right where they need it to be. I'm your host, Bang. We'll see what happens tonight. I had the Warriors in 5 originally. Warriors in 5, and then they lost game 1. And then they won game 2. So they still can win in 5. Right? Yeah, they still can win in 5. But based on the game tonight. If the Celtics can grab a dub on their floor, then it's definitely going to go 6 or more games. After the first 2 games, I think this is going to be a series, 7-game series, which would favor the Warriors. But if the Celtics can win tonight, and then again on Thursday or Friday, oh my God. Going into this weekend, they have a chance to close it out on the Warriors floor. Oh my goodness. So that gets exciting. We'll see what happens tonight. I did pick I want Boston to win tonight. But like I said, I have Warriors in 5. If Boston wins tonight, I will pick Warriors in 7 because to me, they're the favorites to me. Boston has to win this series, and they have to beat those guys by any means necessary. So, with that said, I'm your host, Bang. Until next time, bang. Salute. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And that was the pregame. That was the post-game recap for the Boston Celtics Warriors game 2. Look forward to see what Klay Thompson does right now. Again, I would think about benching Klay and letting him come off the bench and play, and letting Poole either go or playing some Kuminga minutes. Kerr, I like Kerr as a coach, though. He's a real good coach. He knows his talent. He makes them shine to the best of their ability. But until next time, salute.